And so one of the vulnerabilities, one of the concerns that I hear over and over again, because I'm a chair of the elections committee, everybody shares their concerns with me. The one I hear over and over again is about non-citizen voting. People concerned that non-citizens are voting and diluting our vote. So I'm like, okay, well, let's find out let's dig into this. The first thing I found out, and it blew me away when I found out, did you know that nowhere in Kansas statute and nowhere in the Kansas Constitution does it actually say you have to be a citizen to vote? Because it was so obvious before 2024, nobody ever thought to write it down. Our Constitution says every citizen can vote. It doesn't say only citizens can vote. So I'm like, hey, that's low-hanging fruit. And so I sponsored a constitutional amendment, a whole bunch, darn near enough to pass it, co-sponsored it. I carried it on the floor and we passed it. So on your ballot, yep, absolutely. On your ballot in November 2026, there's going to be a constitutional amendment question that just says very simply, only U.S. citizens can vote in the state of Kansas. Amen. I encourage you to vote for it, please. Yeah. I think it's a slam dunk. I think we got a pretty good shot at passing that one. But once you put it into statute, you got to be able to enforce it, right? Because a law that you don't enforce ain't a law. It's just a pleasant thought. And so I started digging some more. And did you know you don't actually have to be a citizen to get a real ID? You know, the whole country, we're all real ID states now because Donald Trump finally put his foot down and said, we're going to check and make sure you are who you say you are. And so you don't have to be a citizen to get a real ID. You have to prove you are who you say you are, and you have to prove that you're in the country legally. Now, proving you're in the country legally could mean you have a green card that you've had for 10 years, or it could mean that 2 years ago, you took out your phone and you filled out the CBP One app, and Joe Biden flew you from Nicaragua to Kansas. That's legal, right? And now you've got a driver's license. And so when I dug into it, I found out that 6 times over the last 15 years, a series of secretaries of state have been able to cajole the DMV into giving them a list of all of the non-citizens that have driver's licenses. And the last time that they did this was November of last year. And they took that list and they compared it to the voter rolls, and they found 80 non-citizens on our voter rolls, and they think 20 of them voted. And you can tell me, well, 20 ain't a big deal. My new senator for Leavenworth, who beat the Democrat incumbent, won by 31 votes out of 30,000. So don't tell me 20 votes ain't a big deal. And I could tell you stories tomorrow. I was in Liberal yesterday and I met a former county commissioner who beat the incumbent by 7 votes. 20 votes is a big deal, okay? And so we passed a law this year that's going to require that the DMV every quarter shares a list of all the non-citizens that they've given driver's licenses to, so we can check the voter rolls and we can scrub them and we can remove any non-citizens from our voter rolls.
Good job.